The only one I won't talk about on some real shit, and I wouldn't say nothing but good things about is like the cartel. But like outside of that, like the Yakuza trial, I don't know. I mean, I feel like they wouldn't even worry about a niglet. You know what I'm saying? Just in America. Yes, right there. Don't put no ninja emoji over my shit self. I said niglet. No. And I don't think AI even know what that is. AI don't even know what that is, bro. That might start trending, bro.
Yeah.
There's a few clan groups that don't know what that means yet. Might be able to sneak that one in.
Yeah.
I might be able to say that.
Tom always looking for a way. I think it's funny how things don't have meaning until you put them together. Because it's like, I love horses. I think it's a great animal. I like white people. Think y'all cool. But if you put a white person on a horse, that's the most racist shit I've seen all day. Like it's automatically I'm on, my anxiety's on 10 just off of seeing a white person on a horse.
Really? Have you ever seen a white person on a motorcycle?
Yeah.
I think that outdoes the horse.
No,
really?
Not at all.
There's something more primal about the horse.
It could be like a nice Italian white dude on like a sleek motorcycle, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you're talking about a chopper with a leather vest.
Yeah,
that's a different thing. But even then, them dudes be surprising you sometimes.
Yep. Right.
Like, we just riding for the sick kids.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, that's the problem. The KKK ain't got no surprises. Them niggas always evil, bro. They like the biker gangs will sometimes.
They got like a few Goodfellas. Like,
sometimes they be like, psych, we good. But like, you be like, it'll make it like it make you happier because you expect the evil.
Yeah.
The KKK is always straight evil, bro. They don't do no bake sales. They don't do no fucking nothing for white kids. They don't do nothing for their own kids.
Yeah.
It's just we hate niggas. That's
so
it
true.
every day, bro. They never branch out like we hate niggas. What else? We hate them. Like that's it. That's it.
Right. Even Hezbollah.
I really hate them. It's like get like Frank. Frank
Also,
really
we
hate
wanna-
these niggas.
we wanna help out
They
the
don't
Little
do
League
nothing
team.
else, bro. They don't do nothing. They don't do nothing good for white people.
They never
though.
sponsor a Little League
It's
team
just
or
straight
anything.
hatred, bro.
Yeah.
It's just straight hatred. They don't even got a sect that's like, listen, we don't even hate niggas. We just love white guys. They don't even got a branch. They're like we not even violent. We just love white people. They don't got nothing like that. It's
There's
just
no non-violent Ks?
They just got we hate every day, bro. If you go to their Twitter right now, I wonder what they up to. We hate them.
Every meeting, the memo is just.
Oh,
that.
what are minutes from last minute, Frank? We hate niggas. We hate niggas a lot. That's what I got. We hate niggas a lot. Anybody disagree? No. Yep. All right. That's still it. Anything new? No.
What about Puerto Ricans?
We still on the fence, but for sure, we hate niggas. That shit is crazy, man.
That's funny, dude.
That shit is crazy. They don't do nothing new, bro. They don't do nothing new. They just hit you with the same. They gotta at least be annoying. If you're not even like, if you don't even care, you just country, and you're like, man, I'm not with the KKK, but God, they just keep talking about the same.
Yeah.
Right. It's like I have people.
They ain't got no new colors. They ain't update the regalia in years, bro. Like they ain't got no
Same
fits.
jerseys,
They ain't got no Nike, like a Nike tech fit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like all white with the cross, right? They ain't tried nothing new.
They should have a hoodie.
Even neo-Nazis are like, yeah, we the new Nazis. Like we the new ones. They tried to rebrand.
Yeah, they got punk stuff, you know.
Yeah, like try to take over music and shit. They tried. The KKK is like, hey, y'all do what y'all gotta do over there, boy.
Still
I tell you one thing and one thing only. I hate them. That is the craziest. That's one of the craziest things to me, bro. They never try to rebrand.
That's a really
How
funny
would they
man.
rebrand?
I just thought of that right now.
You got
Is that recorded? That's recorded, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, but see, that's how I write though.
Yeah.
But that's how I write though.
Yeah, that's really funny. And then you got
How would they rebrand though?
They could do like he said.
Bro,
They could
everything
have
I just said. Do something for white children. There's not a Klan elementary. There's not a Klan high. Y'all been hating niggas for hundreds of years, and y'all ain't got one school.
Well, we got a few boardrooms and some Congress and
Congressman,
Senate.
yeah.
But like we talk about that, and people are racist. But like
Also,
you're
don't
not.
say we, Tom.
But let's be real. You're not a top tier. You're not a top tier racist.
Yeah.
In a boardroom.
Right.
The Grand Wizard's like is a good old boy. Yeah, but he got the top ranking Klansman is a redneck or something like he's got a heavy accent at least. It's not going to be somebody in a suit.
Yeah.
They just don't like black people, and they can handle that their own way.
Right.
If you got to meet up in a barn and wear sheets, you're not doing great.
They really should have like a white hoodie with a thing here, and then you just flip the hood up.
If they wanted to rebrand, they could do that. I mean, if it's too late for them, they already. I mean, it is what it is. I don't think nobody's going to jump on it now. I'm just saying, like that's the reason they died off. Like no, they never tried nothing different.
I think they have. Like I used to do a joke about how they should get rid of the rebel flag and stuff, and because of the ways it would stimulate the economy with all the new shit rednecks have to buy for their houses. You know, they'd be like, we have to get a new welcome mat and a new license plate, and we just now to get the towels to match a drape. So, but the Trump gear came along and did that. So they have rebranded somewhat.
Well, the Trump gear is not. It's not straight KKK gear.
That's
you know
true.
what I'm saying? Like
It might
be adjacent, but it's not like
that shit's funny, man. Even Hezbollah donates to hospitals and feeds the village. Like that's why they get elected. Like the mafia, where they took care of people in the neighborhood.
The mafia is a big example of they look. This is crazy. This is really crazy. I got more good things to say about the mafia than straight up the government. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But the mafia will go to a neighborhood and hand out toys, hand out food.
That's what Hezbollah does. That's what Hamas does.
Hand out medicine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know about other organizations. The only one I won't talk about on some real shit, and I wouldn't say nothing but good things about is like the cartel. But like outside of that, like the Yakuza trial, I don't know. I mean, I feel like they wouldn't even worry about a niglet. You know what I'm saying? Just in America. Yes, right there. Don't put no ninja emoji over my shit self. I said niglet. No. And I don't think AI even know what that is. AI don't even know what that is, bro. that might start trending, bro.
Yeah. There's a few clan groups that don't know what that means yet. Might be able to sneak that one in.
Yeah.
I might be able to say that.
Tom always looking for a way. Hey, but the mafia, man, listen, the mafia, they do good things, man. Sometimes.
Good movies.
Sometimes.
I've never watched a KKK movie.
There's
no like Sopranos there's no Billy Bob's.
They got like a part of cinema lockdown.
Yeah.
Like mob movies are a thing.
There's no KKK movie except
there is. It's got like a 7.3 on IMDb.
Mm.
And my thing is it's got a 7.3 today.
What does?
Still.
It's called Birth of a Nation. The whole movie was about like if they free slaves, the first thing that black men are going to do is rape all of our white women. That's the first thing. That's what the KKK told. Huh?
That's number one?
That's what they told the populace was number one on every black guy's brain was just getting inside of a white woman immediately. And then the KKK in that movie are like the Avengers. They come through and just beat up all the black people and save the day. It's got a 7.3 today. What's the rating on it? It's got to be like, it's a 7 point something. But that means people that can vote and rate that movie today kept it above a 7. And then they tried to rebrand it with that black guy who was like retaking the name, but he was doing it about Nat Turner's Rebellion. And
it's got a 6.1 on IMDb.
Okay, it dropped. It did. That's still high though.
Still, yeah.
That's still above a 5. Yeah. That's crazy.
Well,
that's not a 0 point nothing.
Yeah, because
people that wouldn't watch aren't going to watch that.
But it's got enough.
Also, there was no IMDb back then. There's no IMDb back then, so like it's just people.
Exactly. Exactly. So that means the modern IMDb population is like, it's 6.1.
Yeah.
Which is above average, bro.
That's just because all the people like you're talking about that are like 10. They're blowing the curve, man.
And we're all going like 1. They're like 10, 1, 10. They just fight. That makes sense. Somebody did love that movie.
Like even people that
It's got
love,
a 91% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's crazy.
it has
That's
a what?
the critics. Audience score gave it a 53%.
But
that's
I'm
right.
not getting where there's no 0% on this crazy ass black people want our women movie.
The poster is literally a Klan guy on a horse with a torch.
Yeah.
That's the poster.
Yep. Here's my thing. If that movie had taken off, it'd be a whole different America right now. Because the mob, like
That
think about
mindset
it,
did take
it was
off.
mob movies. It was like Klan movies.
Yeah. Ooh.
Like heavy, like
As
heavy,
far
like
back
a
as I
heavy,
can
and like
remember, I
and like
always
good
wanted-
ones too. Like
Yeah.
well shot.
Goodfellas. That's the name of the.
Good buddies.
Goodfellas.
That was good.
Crackers in the country.
That was good. No country for old crackers or no country for old. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever it is, man. I'm
Good old boys in their hood.
Yeah.
Oh man.
The White Father.
We could talk about this forever, but it's just that's just. I don't know how we got. I don't know how we
Glory
got
has
on that.
95%.
No, it was that horse joke. That was that. We got that horse joke. The
Glory
ones
is
I
better
tried,
rated,
man, them
so
shits did not work, bro. I tried something that didn't work, and I was like, man, that shit.
They're not supposed to work. Trying new
Yeah.
jokes, most of them are not supposed to work.
I like to write heavy up top because I'm like, if my premise is my punchline, whatever I say after that is just icing on the cake. That's how I feel. It's a hard way to write, but it's super easy to perform like that. Cause I'm just saying what I feel. So if I can just get something, if I can just get a funny, fleshed out thought just out. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
that
saying?
Klan
And
thing
just-
was
and
like
just,
that
You know what I'm
just
saying?
now.
Just get them to digest it
Yeah.
up top. Then I can just have a good time after that. Because I'm like,
Because-
I've been thinking about this my whole life.
Yeah, the phrase the KKK hasn't rebranded is already funny, and then everything else after that is like a bonus.
Yeah, they just. I'm not trying to give them advice, but it's just like it is what it is. Like y'all didn't like. I'm like, why did y'all not try anything new, bro?
Yeah.
But it's just, I mean, just from a organization standpoint.
You couldn't even get people
I'm
to
like,
be like,
I'm
oh.
like, y'all not even a top tier racist organization.
Yeah.
And y'all was like one of them ones back in the day. Like y'all was like the Nike of being
Yeah.
racist, and now y'all are like.
You couldn't trick people at first. Like the Proud Boys, it was like, oh, okay, it's guys who like to shoot guns together with Hawaiians. Oh, they're racist.
Yeah, like,
you
why-
know, it's like
Oh yeah.
they didn't even try to do that, like bait and switch. Or
They didn't
whatever.
even try. Like they didn't even try.
But haven't they
bro.
all floated off into like the Proud Boys and
guess
blah blah blah?
so.
So they're all part of like
I'm saying that, but to that point,
The-
your organization's trash if people are defecting to other better racist organizations. They're like, man, they
Other-
doing it. I can wear what I want over here.
Yeah.
They ain't got no dress code over
I
here.
don't gotta dry
Hell
clean my
yeah.
hood. Yeah.
It's like they just, I can still feel the way I want to feel,
Yeah.
but just, I don't gotta wear. He's like, I'm not ashamed. I don't want to wear a hood.
Yeah.
It's got to be a guy like that. He's like, I ain't scared.
Also, taking care of that hood's probably pretty hard, I bet.
Do you think it was?
Keep it
Do you
white.
think it was that they're scared, or that they were?
Lazy.
It was
It's fear.
or it was it that I'm going to be in a position of power. You don't know. It's even more feared to know. Like I don't know who's under that hood. That could be the judge. That could be the like it's like that Rage Against the Machine songs. The forces in the Klan are the same people.
It's
You
to
know?
Some of those that
it's
work
to
forces
induce
are the
fear
same
for
that
sure.
burn crosses.
Yeah.
It's to induce fear for sure, but it's also like if it would be more terrifying for me personally if the sheriff just pulled up and burned across my yard as the sheriff.
Right.
Because I'm thinking maybe I can call the police, but then it's like, oh, it might be
He's
out there.
there. Yeah.
I'm like, he is there. If he pull up, lights going and burn across my yard, terrifying. I'm leaving the next day.
Yeah.
I'm like the police don't want me here, but it's just a bunch of dudes in hoods. It's
Yeah.
like it's a play
That
on
could-
ghosts and shit
yeah,
like
that
that.
could be
It
a guy
really
who
was to get black people to
rules.
not vote. That was the initial start of it. But yeah, it's scary to me to like to show your face.
I don't know if that's true, man. I don't know if that's true.
Huh?
I don't know if that's true.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's when they made a comeback back then, but they were around in the 20s and
the
stuff like
hood is
that.
to not face retaliation, because you was the wrong person who's like, okay, I see you.
Racist
Now
Batman,
you got to
yeah.
watch your back for a couple weeks. If you don't kill him, you got to watch your back for about 2 or 3 weeks, or I mean for whatever. because they can come do something to you. And now, especially, I mean, what you gonna just be racist and go to work? I mean, no, you can't get employed.
Yeah.
Like you can't find work.
Right.
Unless you work for some
racist
good old
place.
boy under the table doing some crap fucking work, manual labor. He pay you straight cash. But you're not gonna get a good job being an open racist. You can be racist, but people can't know it.
I mean, it looks like you can get on the Supreme Court.
People can't know it.
Huh? They
People
do
can't
know it.
Who's racist on Supreme Court?
Clarence Thomas?
Okay. He's on Supreme Court. I mean, I'm saying if he was, if
Why is he
was,
racist? I'm not saying that as like defending him, but like I legit, why is he racist?
First of all, I thought it'd be the funniest one.
the black guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
If people followed my plan, that shit would be funny. We could actually achieve racism. But he's just an idiot. This is the second most dangerous. Like, y'all know I don't like light-skinned people. Like everybody watch this show, everybody know me. Light-skinned people are like some of the worst. And I don't like talking about too much when it's not a light-skinned person to defend them because I always obliterate them every time. Like there's nothing they could ever say to me that could make me feel any different or fight my stats.
that's why you got so sort of irritated at me one time when I were in here, and I kept alluding to the fact that you were a light-skinned black.
I've never been light-skinned my whole
You
life.
were very unhappy.
I am never been like I'm mocha, cocoa, whatever you like, mahogany.
I got the
whatever.
camera setting to make you look as dark as possible.
Yeah,
JD.
thank you.
You're
I've
welcome.
never once been or acted or thought like a light-skinned person.
That sounds again like racism.
I'm trying to get there, Tom. But you just fucking let me stop.
Okay.
Like what is Seth? You see what I'm doing? I'm like, he's like, that sounds racist. I'm like, that's what I'm going for. I'm going for divisiveness and oppression. I'm trying to make it. I'm just so confused, man. But yeah, like I mean, light-skinned people know what they do. And the thing is, like they could say whatever to me, and I want to cut this part out because like it's
I don't want to go too much into it without a light-skinned person.
around. Cause then just feel like I'm bullying. And I don't want the comments being like, well, he know. I'm like, I need Eric Brown here. Eric Brown, my best friends.
Right.
He know how light-skinned people are.
Where is he?
I guess he home.
So, do light-skinned women or men? Was it better for them, sort of in the
Nah,
sexual
I can't say
marketplace?
I can't say I can't. This is not about origin. This is more so about recent, like my lifetime. This is about my lifetime. Unless you were a chubby black kid when Chris Brown became popular in middle school, you don't know what I'm talking about. It was
rough.
It was putting it mildly. Putting it very mild, it was rough.
So you were getting shit from white people and from light-skinned black people for being
We're
too
not
dark.
getting shit. It's just you not. Nobody wants your like. You know, I was like it's just like you not in. You not cool. If you was a light skinned dude that could dance when Chris Brown came out, you could have been president. Like you could have you just ran the fucking school. Like you couldn't do anything wrong. If you was light skinned, good metabolism, could dance, and God forbid you played a sport too. What? You didn't. You almost didn't have to come to class. Like you was just good. Like you was on a pedestal.
So you're saying like the divide was made bigger between like white people and black people because light skin, as you say, like were more accepted, and then like you being a little darker was made.
Well,
like
I say from my experience,
yeah.
If a dude got a granddaughter and she was going to date two guys, like dark skinned, clear African descent guy, or a dude that's like mom's white, dad's black, he would prefer she date mom white, dad black. Because the light skin, well, I mean that point about racial person, but he still got features in him that you can relate to. The blue eyes, the hair is kind of silky, when you know what I'm saying, like you can see yourself in that like young man a little bit, as opposed to just Marcus over here that's just got exotic features that you and then they start worrying about dumb shit like what's the baby gonna look like? I'm like, man, other biracial people?
Yeah.
But it's just a preference. I mean
that's in my lifetime. That's sort of like, well, what are they gonna do with the kid? Like it's gonna be
that dumb
that's
shit,
within
man.
my lifetime. Like the parents were like, they're gonna be a mixed race kid. He's gonna have so much problem. Like, What are you talking about?
That's like the last bastion of racism that people had growing up was like, I'm not racist, I'm just concerned. You know, like I'm not racist, I'm just worried about the vape. I'm like, shut up, like, you're racist.
You think everybody thinks like you? Yeah, that's assuming
that's
everybody thinks
like I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying how they gonna I'm like,
yes. Goolsby had a great premise idea. What was that? Remember when he was in here and he was talking about how did he put it?
I don't remember.
It was like whenever people say mixed race, it was a mixed race thing, right? It's never.
Was he talking about he has forefathers, where he's like his granddad was white? Because he has that bit.
Mixed race sound like an orc and an elf.
Yeah.
That sound like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mixed race. I'm like, we're both human beings.
It already sounds like a slur.
Yeah, it's like I mean we say biracial, but even then I'm like, we're all the same.
Yeah, mixed
race.
makes it sounds like it shouldn't have happened.
I would just say character. Mixed race sound like an accident.
Yeah, it sounds like a Twix thing. Oh, it's mixed up.
Yeah,
like, huh?
that's like he brand candy.
It already
and
makes
shit.
it sound bad. Yeah.
Try our new mix-em-ups.
Yeah. Mismatch. Whoa,
mismatch Oreo
this is just what my
Reese's.
skin looks like. Nah, you mismatch.
Yeah,
what?
that's what it sounds like.
That's just what I look like.
Why don't we just say caramel, mocha, sandstone? I
Yeah.
like, cause it is a very specific kind of brown. It's like a peachy. It's like a peachy.
Would you say?
I think
you said olive.
Yeah.
No, it's like a peachy. A biracial person for me looks like kind of like, well, no.
Olive is Middle
if
Eastern.
their eyes are green, they do have a green tint sometimes. So I think a biracial person is like, you light skinned, but your eyes affect your tint. In my opinion.
I see what you're saying.
But I'm not super poised or studied on biracial people. But light skinned people, 100%. But some biracials act light skinned.
Wait, that's different. Biracial.
Yeah,
and
that's why I
light
like
skin is
talking about it,
different?
man, because it's like being Jewish. You know, being Jewish is like a race and a religion.
Yeah, and a culture.
So you can be you could be Jewish
and not practice.
it.
Yeah.
So the same thing with like being light skinned, like
you could be light.
it's a mindset. It's a mindset. Like you can act light skinned and not be light skinned. Like Eric Brown, he is a light skinned person. He doesn't act like it. That's why we can sit here and chop it up. I should have brought this nigga in today, bro. We're gonna talk about this. But it's just like, yeah, man.
Goolsby was saying whenever a white woman says...
Goolsby, another good example. Light skin don't act like it.
Yeah. You don't want to talk about... But the Goolsby thing was, a white women, when they say they like a mixed race child, they always mean mixed with white.
Yeah, mixed with white.
That's funny as shit.
Isn't it?
That's funny as shit.
They never mean like an Asian and black.
They never it's gotta have white in there.
Yeah, they never mean
Because that makes it palpable.
Yeah.
That makes it realistic. Half white and
something else.
Right.
But the base whiteness.
White though.
Yeah, it's like that. Like
you
if
just
you're
adjust the color hue on like the character maker starting
But I
from white.
would feel like every race would do that by default. Like, what would my race and another race look like?
Yes.
But it would be weird if I said, man, I love mixed race babies, and you be like, yep, and I was like, yeah, man, fucking Filipino and
super specific
and fucking
Then it gets
Finnish.
into-
I'd be like, man, why do you want those together?
Yeah.
Like I sound like a creep.
Yeah, it sounds like a kink
Like
thing.
an experiment. Like, I love them. I'm gonna raise them like this. I'm like, nah, man, fucking black hands. I remember one time I was working this job, and I thought this girl was white. Like this whole time, like, we had to sit at this little desk and help people that came in. One day she was like, yeah, I'm Guatemalan. I was like, wait, what? She looked crazy white. Like she looked. I think I forget her name. I think her name's like Kristen or something like that. But she looked crazy white. And the moment she let everybody know, 'cause it was like me, her, and two more, a black girl and a black guy.
Yeah.
The moment she said that she wasn't white, the energy shifted. Like we talking, hanging out, kicking back. Like before we was all reading our books and like just being quiet. The moment she said she wasn't white, we just started having a blast. Just started talking about things white people do, and just like, yeah, why they do this, why they do that. It just had a great, like, it just opened up the rest of the semester was just fun. Yeah. Like, but before it was like study hall. Like, it was like we didn't want to say anything because she was right there.
Yeah. What do you think? What was the?
What are some of those things that
y'all leave y'all windows be wide the fuck open, man. Y'all raise y'all blinds. Y'all open y'all windows all the way open. Raise your blinds all the way up. Put the Christmas tree right in the fucking window and like, just like y'all do.
Come
weird.
Get me.
Well, I can't say, but like white people are really open with their house and shit. Like the front door just be open. They might have another door right there, but just open. Yeah. Open house. Like just defenseless.
Yeah.
That's number one thing. Like y'all are real open with your property.
That's interesting. I never would even consider that.
If I want to let light in, the blinds are all the way down, and I just twist that little thing and
Same
open
here.
it up.
Same here.
Yeah, but I mean, white people just
because we ain't up to shit, man. We're just in there living life.
But it's like, why does everybody need to see that? I mean, I wouldn't want nobody looking. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know why I keep identifying as white. It's, you know what I mean? That's just
yeah. What are you? Are you white?
Mostly, I think. I got some Syrian. So my grandfather came over from Lebanon. We talked about this. The way you're saying, like, people recognize. There's a baseball coach. He was coaching first base at my son's high school, and he comes over and he starts talking to me. And he might have talked to me for 30 seconds, and he was like, "You Arab?"
So this guy's white.
No, he was Arab. He was Syrian.
Oh, okay.
So he recognized that. I get, like
I can see it.
So he was, and I was like, yeah.
You look like a grizzled white.
Yeah.
Like a white person that's been through it.
Do you take that as a compliment?
No.
Compliment.
Like, if you work manual labor, and this is
I
me.
look like life's been hard on me.
I've had white supervisors that been in the job like 20, 30 years, and they kind of brown. They white, but I'm like, bro, you really roof. Like, you really do this. Like, you don't, this ain't no, like, you are, like.
This isn't like a time in your life.
You are a roofer. You are outside when the sun is up. That's what you do. Yeah. That is your job. You are outside when the sun is up and you work hard. And they're brown.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of conditions they got, but they are brown. And it's just a full white person.
Yeah, let's pick some subjects.
I look like I work with computers.
Yeah, Seth look like a white guy.
Yeah,
Seph's deceptively cool. Like when you hang out with him a little bit, you don't really.
Seph's hella cool.
He is. That's what I mean. Cool. It's deceptive though, right? When you first meet him, you don't think that's
nah, because Seth was like laughing at my jokes early on. I was like, this dude gets it.
Yeah, that's why I liked you early on.
So maybe that's it.
I'd be like, is JD here? This is gonna be a fun show. That motherfucker laughs at this.
I like your. I'm jealous of anybody that can do what I can't do, man. Like that rapid punch style, like you, EJ, Day Highs, like that, bop, 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 bop. I'm like,
really
man,
methodical.
I just don't know how they fucking do it. I'll legitimately, and I'll sit there and I'll try to do it too. I'll be like, man, I'm gonna try to write.
I'll see EJ's spreadsheets and be like, oh, I need to do something like this.
You just said that you do it. You just said you did it 5 minutes ago. When you find a subject that starts working, you just keep rolling. That's what that is. That's what joke. That's what ends up being joke. You
but I mean, and I get what just happened. I get what just happened organically, but that's why it's so hard for me to get material out, because unless I'm in a setting, like, we don't need the cameras, none of that. But if I'm just sitting with people talking and I can just get my shit off, I'm like, oh, there's something right there. Just because I'm not trying to think of something.
Yeah.
When I sit down, I'm like, man, what is funny? Let me try to write a joke. This shit doesn't work.
I can't do that either.
Like the other night,
I don't really do that either.
I feel like, Tom, you could be in a room by yourself
I
for hours
like you
and
probably
come
write
back
like
with
100 jokes a day.
No.
You are a joke machine.
No. I know, like, the only joke, like, today I was trying to write, when you started talking about old people, I was like, I do the thing that my mind does, which is like, that's why I started asking, like, age sneaks up on you. And then I'm like, oh, is there a joke there? Is there a platform?
I got to get an old joke.
Like that kind of. You got to get an old joke?
Well, it's quick, but it's like I thought of it in the moment, following another dude at the open mic. He was talking about That's why I like relationships stuff, because everybody can relate to it. But he was talking about his girl bought him a PS5, but then she made him return it because he was enjoying it too much. So my brain starts going, why do women do that? Women will buy you a gift and then get mad at you for using it too much. Like I feel that's a concept. Like they'll buy you something like, oh, I know you like this. Here you go, and you just using it forever. And she's like, yeah, this was a mistake. Yeah, like I shouldn't. whatever it is, lawnmower change, whatever it is. Like if you buy us a gift to show appreciation, I'm gonna use it till it breaks.
We're gonna appreciate the hell.
I'm gonna appreciate the hell out of it. So what I was doing with the PS5 thing was
they do that with
what?
Nothing.
See, that was so old.
Yeah.
That was so old. Since you catch that.
Yeah.
Just clip that.
Just clip
Tom going to go.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No, because I'm so old, the joke I'm saying I realized isn't appropriate. You know what I mean? I'm like, they also do that with their pussy. That's why you don't marry them.
I'm gonna edit it where you go. They also do that when just cut to the.
She gave me her she bought me a PS pussy and then I returned it when I loved it. I used it over and over and over.
That's that old black comedy. That's Tom Simmons. Seth, that's it right there. We gotta make Seth watch that old Def Comedy Jam.
You don't. Why should you? You gotta watch. What do you mean?
You gotta watch that.
You shouldn't have to make him watch that.
Bro, like that's the hardest. That's the hardest I've ever seen people laugh in my life.
Yeah,
I would love to recreate that every time I got on stage.
Yeah,
people, I'll never forget. It's like this one dude just like started running up and down the aisle.
Yes,
and I was like, man, this is amazing.
It is like, amazing. Yes.
Comedy church, like that's why I would love to. Every time I would get on stage, if I could do that, I would love for it to be like church and comedy put together. Laugh, don't laugh, cry, run around. I don't give a fuck.
That's what performing at Uptown back in the day was like. Like it was because the people watched how crowds reacted on that show, and then they felt comfortable. Like being at Uptown when some of these guys, like to have Ricky Smiley in the back of a room laughing at something you were doing, he would do that. He would like run. He would like run through the room like laughing. You know,
I would literally love to recreate that at every show I do, but also once before I die.
Yes,
that's
there's not a better feeling to see that happening. Like when like that early on in the show, I told the story about Earthquake hosting open mic and being like, Dallas came all the way from Dallas.
Yeah.
Should have packed a joke, motherfucker. And I've like that happened all through the room because it was one of those things. It's in the moment, well timed. Like people hopping out of their chair, like it's so fucking fun to watch. Yeah. But also, back when Def Jam, you were even alive when it? Yeah.
I was a kid, man. I remember watching it with my dad.
But we used to watch that and be like, because you say you make him go watch it. Go watch the highlights, because it was like every other comedy show where.
Well, then people would come up and make fun of that thing.
Well, because like 2 out of the 5 would be fun. You know what I mean? Like every episode was like a lot. There was a lot of
watching the guy before Bernie Mac makes the "I ain't scared of you motherfuckers" line.
That's what makes these guys stand out, because they were hilarious in their element. But there was a lot of guys that would just killing with nothing. It was like that was made fun of a lot. Like a guy like and then once it got popular, that's when like a guy like Chris Rock went on there, or Warren Hutchinson went on there, where they're like, okay. They didn't feel I don't feel like they felt like that was the way they did comedy. Yeah. And so they had to adjust their thing. I
don't think that's the way I do comedy, but I would love to get that reaction.
Right. Oh yeah.
I don't know anything about how to perform like those guys, but I do know what I saw in the crowd was what I fell in love with. I'm like, that seems awesome.
It had some of that preacher mentality that you're talking about, like that, you know.
Just
and there was
stay on it.
And there was a level of like dirtiness and truth telling in it that had that prior influence, that had like people were like, what the fuck, this is, because other than that it was all just, even at the improvs and the wackiest sort of out there person you'd see would be Howie Mandel, you know what I mean, or I guess Dice and guys like that, but
I'm not too well versed on the older guys, but I guess I don't know. I'll try to watch what I can, because I feel like crushing nowadays is more like I don't even know. I don't know if you can crush nowadays. I guess you can, but
What are you talking about?
it's like, I don't know. It's like everything is kind of, I don't know.
All you need is
You're
jokes.
saying everything is divided. Like,
No.
I mean, I'm not saying you can't crush, but it's like, you might have a great, like, I watched that.
are you saying like you
Ryan
could crush in a
Simpson.
room of gay people, or you could crush in a room of black people, or you could crush?
It's like
in
you
a,
could
but,
crush. It's
no
like you
one
could crush
in
in
a.
the moment, but the moment it's like, first of all, specials ain't special. So the moment it comes out, it's like overshadowed by another one. But then it's like people are critiquing the fuck out of it immediately before
Yeah,
they.
that's
It's
what
like
people
before
do.
they enjoy it, it's like somebody's watching it just for everything you said wrong or everything you
yeah.
said offensive.
That's what
As
people do all
opposed
the
to like
time.
objective, like there was nobody writing. I don't think there was.
Yeah.
Maybe besides Bill Cosby, who was like writing articles about Def Comedy Jam back in the day. It was just you had a super good set, and that was it. I mean, I don't know what happened after that, but it's like
There wasn't there. That's why the infrastructure around comedy sort of got built for black comedy. So they would have like Comedy Zone would in all their rooms would have like Chocolate Sunday or Fat Tuesday spelled wrong. You know what I mean? Like there was like and so they'd add on a night here or a night there. And then a few clubs started opening. Like Steve Harvey had some stuff in Dallas. There was Uptown in Atlanta, so there was a couple clubs there, and then Chicago had All Jokes Aside, and New York had New York, which was plenty of rooms, but there really wasn't much of an infrastructure for it. And then as those guys blew up, then that's when they started doing the teaming up and going around and doing theaters based on it, and then the Kings of Comedy came after that. I think like it was sort of. That was the blow up of sort of black stand up, But most of those guys, and Comic View was out too. So it was like that all came up like out of nowhere.
Where were you when all this was happening? Were you in Atlanta whenever all this was happening?
Yeah, I was landscaping probably and working in a fry kitchen basically, and then I started like.
No, I mean like were you at the clubs that these people were coming up at and stuff like that?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I watched like that's when they started Uptown.
Yeah.
And I'd been doing comedy, like waiting in line in Atlanta at the Punchline, where we'd get up once a month or whatever, or we had a coffee shop. And there was another place. That's the first place I went, where they shook keys if you didn't do well.
That sounds
I've
scary.
had that happen, boy.
You've had keys shaken at you?
Yeah, man.
Remember Chris Charles hosted? He roasted me because I got so fucked up by it. I just dropped the mic and was like, "You just don't like me because I'm white," and fucking dropped the mic and walked off the stage.
What's the key thing? Is that like,
They
we're
started
gonna
jiggling their
leave?
keys, man. It started like,
It's like booing.
yeah. They started doing that shit. I was bombing, boy. And the thing is,
This doesn't
bombing
sound
is-
loud, but like a room
A
full
room
of
full
people
of
doing
keys
this.
shaking, boy. That shit'll fuck you up. And it wasn't like
Nightmares.
this is what I consider bombing for me. In my definition, bombing is when I can't stop it. Like I'm like, that's like early on. Like I wrote these 5 things. I'm gonna say these 5 things, and I hope they like these 5.
Yeah.
If I start bombing on thing number 2, I'm bombing. Like, there's no pivot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like last night, I did not do well. I ain't bomb. I just couldn't.
I see what you're
I
saying.
was just mad as shit that Seth wasn't there and my phone died and I couldn't really remember my shit.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's a difference between not doing well and completely just bombing. But when I started bombing, they started coughing and shaking their keys like hell. Like the whole room, like, bro, like 200, 300 people. It
It's
was something
just
crazy.
the worst form of rejection.
I'm like, listen. And my whole thing was like, I think what I said was like, listen, y'all, I'm not trying to do this to you. It's just happening right now. Like I did it. I didn't drive from Greensboro to be like, man, I'm about to just fuck y'all night up. Like that was nobody's plan. It's just y'all don't like me right now. I don't like me right now.
Did they laugh at that or did that work?
They stopped shaking their keys. Like they stopped. They were like, all right, like you know what I'm saying? Like he's acknowledged.
He's acknowledging this is
Like
happening.
he's not insane.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? He gets it.
He's not like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, like he's like if you a lot of times if you acknowledge it's not going well, they'll be like, because if you just keep going, they're like,
there is a weird
it's
thing.
like, is he a crazy person or is this part of it?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's
like,
a weird thing when you're early on in comedy where you like, there's a line between stick to the bits and they'll win. They'll come around. And that's a crazy person up there pretending none of this is happening.
It's facts.
So it's like a weird line because if you start acknowledging it, you can make it worse and you could get out of it with your jokes if you just go to hung it.
And they'll do a thing.
Such a fucking hard thing to learn.
They'll do a thing now where it's like,
and it's like there are weird people who do kind of like doing bad.
Some of them.
Something's wrong with those people, dude. Something's wrong. You like doing bad.
As hell, man.
I'm saying like there are people who are just like, oh yeah, get it. Like it's just like, you're making.
We still got the headphones. I like the compression.
All right, well let's take a smoke break or whatever, and then we'll come back.
How Tommy called the smoke breaks, bro.
We'll come in here.
Like time out. You got some food? What you eating?